It's like, it had the beginning part, then it came in. And it had nothing, and you heard all the bells just around it, right? The bells just kind of made you like, he programmed it. Him and the guy Brad, who was always his main guy. No, Matt Forger.
Yeah.
All Matt did was show him how to do this. And Mike.
And you didn't change it? You just mixed it?
No, I didn't change that part. I put all the other stuff.
But the kick, all that, that was him.
I did all that. And I did all the extra stuff around it. I did all of that. I kept his keyboard. And he gave me the program from a floppy and I took it back to Virginia. And he always sent me back to Virginia to my SSL to finish the beats. Because he said, I want that sound. Because I had a whole E with a G. The G?
See?
I
always say that all the time.
The E with the G. The E with the G?
Every time, dog. You can't beat
the best boy you can ever have. You see punch,
grab it. And the cheapest part.
And you can have a little 24 now because the extra G with the 24. You buy a little 24 G, E with a G.
Right.
Like that's why I like going into Paramount. Right. Upstairs.
Yeah, that's still my mind.
Upstairs.
Yeah.
That's like, dude, those are all the stories, man. Like, there was no way, like, you spend hours in there or not.
You got this thing, you got all best of all worlds in here because not one person here with one MP can say that there's something there that they didn't have. There's not, it's not there. You can't say it's not there. It's all there.
And dude, like, the funny thing at the time.
Oh my God!
This dude was the only one that had records at that time.
Wait. Let me tell you about not keeping it in the closet. Let me tell you about the song that really made this song famous. I mean, this thing famous because it was not no drum sounds. She drives me wild.
That shit was crazy as a motherfucker.
It was car sounds. All vehicles. If you listen to it, the kick drum was something that was made from a car that, it was like a bass drum. They made it out of a car sound. And I used that, and then the snare was another car sound of just hitting on the car. And then all of that stuff, and the ignition, all of that stuff, and then the fire horn. Listen to it again.
I peeped it out. I'll check it out.
What was that thunder sound in Let's Chew? It was like it sounded like a huge door being closed, but it just had a thing to it.
Man, I've been trying forever to find that thing. You know what I'm talking about?
It just had.
There was one sound that everybody tried to figure out that I did on New Jack Swing, and then I use it on every other song. It's a real light sound that goes.
Oh yeah.
There's something always in my sound that it's almost like if y'all know about the LA Times or New York Times, and you got that picture on the second page where you gotta find a little man.
Right.
That's what I always did. Like I always used to look at that and be like, how can I make people find a sound that that is distinct, but you have to find it. You have to notice it. And that's what I did. I always had like a high sound.
That block from Let's Chill, man.
Him at the only time.
You know what? I'm keep it real. I sampled that and put it in Trying Times from Boys to Men.
Man, I go back to
because you know what? I used to use that all the time.
You know what?
That's what I was just talking about.
I got a number one record I took from so crazy. I took this record from Zan and gave it to God. Fantasy. You know that was Zan's
That
song.
shit was crazy.
And Gene Griffin was like, nah, that's your song. I said, all right. We took it from Zan and we put it and made it, put it in Do the Right Thing.
Right.
The movie.
Shit was humping,
The same thing with Heavy D. Heavy D came to my house in Riverdale. I lived in Riverdale. He came to my house, and Now That We Found Love was Rex and Effect's song. Now That We Found Love and We Got Our Own Thing was Rex and Effect. You remember the record Do the Right Thing?
Oh yeah.
That was Rex and Effect too. I gave it to Redhead King.
No, we ain't got
I steal records from my artists. No, we
rock the mic.
No, but it wasn't ready for them. And you know what I'm saying? Is It Good to You was Tammy Lucas' record. It was her whole record.
crazy.
And I stole that and gave it to Heavy.
Used to bug that.
Heavy's my best friend. So anytime he asked for something, he was like, yo, Teddy, I gotta have that record right there. The only record that I didn't give him was No Diggity. Because he came down the same time we finished No Diggity, he was like, yo, that record right there is hot, Ted. And he kept saying, that record right there is hot, Ted. I was like, Heavy, this is Black Street, this is my group. You cannot get this record. He's like, yo. Then Dio said, yo, you breaking the law with this record. I did it in here.
I knew that.
Yep. I time stretched on the 3000. I time stretched and I cut it up. So I had to duplicate it a few times because we didn't have recycle. So I you know what I'm saying? The same thing with Don't Want to Fall in Love. Jane Child. I had all that in the 3000. I had to, cause she wasn't really a singer. She was more of a keyboard player. So she's like a studio singer. So I had to just get takes from her. So we were in the studio all day just getting all the vocals, and she would sing it down and sing it down. I would never stop her. So I took each vocal and sampled it in the 3000, and that's how the stuttering with the ain't came about, because I was like, dang, I got all this in the 3000, let me just stutter it. Ain't no personal thing. Do. And that's how I started each verse.
That drum groove too.
Oh man. Yeah, I have all those sounds still. The sounds for right here. The sounds for right here, the human nature. Right here, human nature. Here we go.
If you're not wearing a red badge, we ask that you leave the facility.
You know what I'm saying?
Teddy, you did that right? Because Love's Not True from today, all right?
Yeah, I did the whole album.
You sing in the background on that.
Everything, but I'll put it, I take it, put it on the vocoder, or I'll sing it like, those my vocals on I Wanna.
Yeah, I hear you.
Those are all my vocals. It keeps it want to change it.
That your Love's Not True.
Yeah.
Too many records.
We gotta
Make
take
it
a
last
moment on that
forever.
one though, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, Make It Last Forever was so crazy.
Him or me.
Dude, what was your influence for that record? Like,
That was ridiculous.
the
That whole
lead
album
lines
right
you had in
there.
there, because that reminded me of like some Stevie shit, right?
Which one?
Just, Make It Last Forever.
Oh man. Actually, when I did that, I didn't even have it for Keith. I was just trying to get into R&B, because remember, I was a rap
Doing
producer.
hip-hop stuff, yeah.
I was doing all hip hop. I had just finished Como D, Go See the Doctor, How You Like Me Now, all of those records. B-Fats, Spoonie G. I did Spoonie G. The WAP. How about the WAP? Have y'all heard the WAP? Do y'all know about the WAP?
What?
Okay, when I did the WAP, I had the DDD1. Couldn't afford this yet. I had the DDD1. Okay, all right. Talk to you soon. I had the DDD1, and I did the WAP and I Wanna on the DDD1, because remember, DDD1 is the first drum machine Korg that had hits.
Right. Yeah.
So that
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I did that all on the DDD1. Then I made enough money, because for that project, I got $1,000 a song. $1,000 a song for the whole Make It Last Forever album.
That's crazy.
So you
recouped with that money. No,
you recouped on some
way recouped. But when I made that money, I went and got this. Yep. And when I got it,
I changed everything.
I switched everything inside of it, and I took all the sounds and switched everything inside of it. And that's how that came about. I already had a Fender Rhodes.
Take your time.
I had all the old.
Take your time.
Oh.
Take your time.
You talking about the slow one? I thought you was talking about the fast one.
You know that one?
Right? Yeah, of course.
What was that?
Take your time. That was Bub and Today.
That was Today. Oh, that's so crazy.
Yep.
Right?
Bub and Today.
That's so clean right
Bub
there.
used to sleep on my couch, man. We would produce a song after song.
We're finna shut it down right here after we say this.
Hold up, wait.
You used to go crazy.
Wait, how about Samuel?
Dog.
So you like what you see?
I gotta go
did that record. I was like, yo, I flipped that in 2 hours. I was like, yo, I'm just gonna use this. You know what I use? You gotta know what I'm using. You're a DJ.
Boy,
I use Jazzy Jeff Fresh Prince.
Glenn Jones.
He was doing that.
What's that? Mama's
Call Me and all that? Yeah. Hey, tell you
what was that?
The rhythm?
No. Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince. I used the sample for that for I Like Your Style.
Hey, Call Me.
Call Me?
Call Me from Glenn Jones.
Oh, yeah.
That's just singing on that too.
But I use
you know what?
what was the Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince record?
I can't forget who I'm standing.
Parents just don't understand.
Parents don't understand. I sampled the heck out of that.
What's the record?
I Like Your Style.
That is that shit.
And all I did was just put stuff around that. That's all. And it was right in here.
No, for real, dog. Seriously, man. Everybody standing around here that's producers, man. You really like made them realize, like, I think I can do this shit.
Listen. I was
like
I said, I only had a few things. We didn't have a lot when we were young. We dealt with what we had.
No, he was. I'll tell you what. Here's the thing. You get what I'm saying? So Jam and Lewis was like polish on your rims, right? But Teddy was like. Teddy was that shit. It was okay to roll down your windows.
Right. Exactly.
And
bang slow joints.
What?
Yeah. And slow joints. You were the first one that was like the slow joints felt like up tempo.
Listen, I'll tell you this. Somebody came to me and said, yo. Yeah. They would never stop a Guy album, so they would make love on the fast songs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they would never. Who's gonna get up after the beginning? Where's Your Love? Who's gonna get up?
Oh my goodness.
Up tempo is coming on after that.
Right.
Who's gonna get up?
Right. Exactly.
You making love? You do it, yo. You did it to the whole album.
Look, real quick story, right? So me and Bob came from Detroit, and then that's when we went to Atlanta. We met Dallas, right? Mm-hmm. So we had our bag and shit. Like, I was like, all right, so what y'all got playing? You remember, right? And you remember when Dallas had just got a studio, it was empty in there the whole night, right?
Yes.
So he's like, no slow songs. I don't want to hear no slow songs.
He said, we don't listen to slow songs.
Nobody listened to slow songs. What? And that's just when they just did TLC, Boys and Men, Motown Philly, all that. So we like, fuck. Like, all right. So we played like about 5 up tempos, right? So it was empty in there, and you know, we used to have a party in every night because he wasn't working that back then.
Right.
So everybody partying. So people bobbing their heads a little bit to our shit, right? This is 93. Nigga. Slow joint came on, and obviously all our shit was from Teddy, the slow joints, you know what I'm saying? We're hitting hard like that. I'll never forget Dave that worked for Dallas was like, hey, y'all go in that room over there. Like, fuck. They said no slow joints. Nothing that happens go back. So me and Bob trying to plan it. We like, yo, so let's call Uncle Pat. He gave us 50 to get back to the crib. My mom gave me 20. You know, we figure out trying to get back to the crib. Dallas had his hood on. I'll never forget this shit. He walked in, he was like this. Hey man, I've never heard slow joints bang like y'all shit, man. I want to sign you, man. So we looking at each other like, you lying, man. It's like, how'd y'all get y'all sound? We was like, Teddy, Jam, and Lewis, man. And I felt bad about not saying him, but it was like, it was real.
You know,
like,
I think
yo,
too,
man, I need y'all, man.
Me and Dallas used to be in Studio 1, Studio 2, down at Soundtracks.
Oh yeah.
He used to be Studio 1, Studio 2. Q-Tip used to be in his own studio. He would rent monthly at Soundtracks. I'm the one who borrowed Q-Tip's studio to do all of like 60, 70 tracks for Michael. When Michael hired me, he was like, yo, you coming next week? I said, no, he said, you coming tomorrow? I said, no, I can't come tomorrow because I'm not ready. So he's like, so when can you come? I'm like, I can come next Saturday. I'm thinking in my head, I'm going to come up with 60, 70 joints. I'm just going to go at it. I'm going to go hard. So I asked Q-Tip, I said, and Q-Tip remember this today. He said, yeah, I remember I loaned you my room. Yo, you was doing that Michael Jackson stuff. I was like, I ain't understand it back then because, you know, he's rap. So he ain't understand it. I'm like, he said, but yo, you remember the time when you was doing that? And I kind of walked in the room because he had to get his stuff because he was living in the room.
Q-Tip
was living in the studio because he would rap, make his do all his vocals in that one room. All the other guys would go into the studio. He would do his vocals and like all his stuff. That's where he came up with what's the joint? His main joint by himself.
Vibrant thing.
The
Vibrant thing.
He came up with that in that little room.
Him and Jay Dilla, right? Dilla did that beat, right?
Yeah. Jay Dilla would give him the beat. He would do all his vocals in that one. They let him just do what he do. He would do it in Pro Tools and go right in there. Wow. So yeah. But that's what we used to do. And then Dallas would leave that studio, and I'll take the room he have. I'll have all the rooms in there. I had Blackstreet in one. No, I had Guy. We were doing Future. Matter of fact, we was doing a remix for Dog Me Out, and we used that. That was great. Boom boom. Right. Sample the phone sounds in here. Everything sampled.
There was like, but there was like,
I'm like, I was doing.
You knew you had to be like.
You knew you had to come.
There was real competition back then. I mean, even like.
Oh, it was friendly competition.
Right.
Yeah.
It was friendly because everybody was just down with you. Even if you made a hit, they was just down with you. You know what I'm saying? Like they was.
You know what always killed it for me was at that time, your mixes. That's so different than contemporary R&B mixes. Because your mixes were so different. Like, if you were to listen to an R&B record, 89, 90, they would tell you, your snare is too loud. Or, nah, it's overshadowed the vocals.
That's where I got that from.
Teddy,
turn the snare up.
Snare.
So as soon as you turn everything up, the first thing cracking is the snare. Because the bottom already like gonna be there already.
You dancing, your eyes just blinking like.
And then you know another thing too. I learned from you. When you turn the snare up, you'll know this too. When you turn the snare up, when you're mixing, right, you gotta have it up because when it go to mastering, it's gonna be gone.
It's gonna be gone. And that was the one thing trick because when it go for mastering, you still got to get to the radio, and radio's gonna smash it even more because of the compression.
That's where I got that.
The actual governor, they call it a governor. Like they put on cars, you can't go past 160 or whatever. They put a governor on radio stations. The sound can't go past this, so they're gonna squash the snares. So how you get it to sound good on radio? Turn that snare and that kick up. And trust me, if you put a clip, like I said, I do the trick through a compressor and a gate. And you double compress it, mult it. Y'all know about the multing.
No, I already know.
Double compress it with 2 compressors and then mult it a few times. When you mult it, you give that same kick the highs. You make sure like you're getting it. Then you put it in a small speaker because if you hear in the small speakers, the kick, the point of the kick hitting.
Exactly.
You're in.
Exactly.
You're in.
Right.
So now you got. So I used to have 5, 6 kicks.
Right.
At the same time.
Right.
One high, one low, a few chests, and then
I still do that.
808.
I ain't gonna
But
even front.
yo,
I still do that.
I used to take tracks, all my tracks, most of my tracks. I'll have a sub just, or if it's just a short one,
Right.
it's under the kick, so it's like,
Right.
and that's giving you a rhythm,
you're
but
right.
at the same time, you feel that stuff in the club, yo, make you want to do-do. I'm telling
You know what? To add up to the other thing, you feel like y'all finna be with me. And then when you do that, just move them around. Just see, that's what I loved about the MPC. All that stuff, you move them just the increments, just so each one can breathe.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Just increments.
That's what make the kick sound so big and make it sound like it's one.
And you know what? That's grits, pork chops, smothered pork chops.
There you go.
This is soul. That's
food.
why no other joint can't do that. 1200, you can't even do that. You have to like.
The 1200 is on time.
You have to mess with.
You ain't got no delay. But the one thing you have in the 12, is that 8-bit.
Oh my lord!
That gritty,
dirty
bacon.
That 8-bit. Let me tell you something. When Joseph Stone Street, we were actually doing
we work with them.
CB4.
I remember that.
CB4, and they gave us the clip where our music is gonna go. And I can remember Joseph Stone Street looked at it, he's like, how's the time in here to play? The glow of love is written on your face. There, I said, that's it right there. Then Top 5 was like, I got it, because Top 5 is the SB1200 king.
I heard about that.
He is the SB12. He still uses it today. So he's like, okay, I got the snare. That snare. I said, all right, I got it. So I'm on the MP. He on there like with the doggone SP1200. It's up, you know, on the keyboard thing, and it's like he's like doing that. I'm in here bugging like, and he's singing. And he writing it. We writing it on the spot. That one beat. That's how we got the CB4 soundtrack. That track for that song, and that became the closing song because they loved it so much. It became the closing song. But here's the niche of it: we wasn't even signed. MCA thought they had us signed.
Are you serious?
That's how we went to Interscope, and they tried to block it. They thought we were signed to Interscope. That's why they were coming to talk to us. Ernie Singleton got fired for that.
Ernie Singleton, I remember that.
Because he didn't get us signed.
He said he got
fired. He got fired for
That's
it.
crazy. But no, we back.
We gotta talk about Timmy Gatlin.
We back.
Wait.
Sweat drop.
Come on, man.
You can call me crazy.
What song? Which
one? Because that second album, that first album he did on his own was crazy.
Right.
You did a lot of that too, right?
No. The one on his own?
On his own, you didn't do that?
No,
What was the story with one of his vocals?
But you can call me crazy.
I'm saying,
you can call me crazy. It was Timmy Gatlin, though, right? That was him singing.
I'm gonna tell you in a minute.
Tell me that. You got that.
Was there a record on the first Guy album where his vocals stayed on one of the songs?
You can call me
No, it was somebody vocals that stayed on there, but he sung the first verse. Who sung the second?
I'll be sure.
Who said that?
He did.
Who said that? Yeah.
Right?
And we kept it.
See, come on, man.
So that's the person that we kept the vocals because
Yeah, it do sound like I have now.
Timmy,
come on, man. I know the
Timmy
gym
was singing the song, right? Okay. We can walk. While we were singing,
say hi.
how you doing, man?
Mastering engineer.
Add some where you're able to map something else. You gave me a joke. I'm laughing.
Right. Oh, okay. I got to talk to you. Remember you came to the studio for us to meet, and I felt silly. I'm sorry. But we have to talk because I want to, like, personally get with you to master Life Street Final Records. We're independent to E1. So I want to get with you so that we can come here and we're doing. So I'm filming it here. See? So yes, sir. You see you should still have
Thanks for coming, you guys. We appreciate your support. Gotta get some chairs next time, huh?
Yes, it sounds good. I like what you did to that. That's why I said I should talk to you about really getting in with that. Because you didn't do too much compression. That's what I like.